you're doom scrolling on Instagram and you realize how unproductive you're feeling. And so you opt for LinkedIn instead. Although not entirely productive, at least you're consuming content that'll push your career forward. You see all this professional advice and amazing tips on how to optimize your profile and further your career. You check the time. 2 hours have passed. You feel like you are out of control. When will you stop? In today's episode, we have Thalene Hanekom, an academic trainee at the University of Pretoria, CFA Level 1 holder, and number 5 in the SAICA Initial Test of Competence, or ITC, for 2024. We talk about practical ways you can overcome comfort today to enjoy the best comfort tomorrow and inch closer to your goals. We also chat about time management tips, what CFA is and whether it is worth it, where she sees the CA designation serving her in her future, the PGDAS blueprint, and more. I hope that you enjoy. My travelers, guys, this one's going to be so quick. Good luck. We are entering some tough times. A lot is going to be going down. I know a lot of people have already entered into those times. Examinations, it's crunch time for many. The jacarandas are in bloom. Such a terrifyingly beautiful scenario. You know, the beautiful purple, the beautiful violet. I don't know if it's violet or purple. Someone teach me about colors on those artistic CAs or aspiring CAs. But yeah, keep everyone in your prayers, keep everyone in your wishes, and keep positive. That's the one thing that's going to take you through, rather from the positive mind than the negative mind and the pessimist mind. At this point, like, the worst thing you can do is say you're not going to make it. Make sure that you are positive in this time, and I am rooting for you. You must know that. With that, on to part 3. Time management. I had one aspiring CA say, that was the biggest struggle for me. Seeing that you're a top student, there's something you're doing better than some. What are some time management tips that you could give people?
So first off, you can manage or you can plan your time as much as you want, but you still need to be agile and flexible so that you're not thrown off course when something changes. So I used my calendar a lot because I like the fact that I can change it. It's not like a diary where I need to scratch something out. This is very flexible. Yeah. So I made use of that a lot, and I am a big planner also in the sense that I use a lot of notes. So everything that I have to do is on a list, and I just organize my brain with it, and then I stick to it. So that's also, it's taking responsibility for my time and saying, okay, no, this time is allocated to doing X, Y, Z, so this is what I'll be doing in that time. And I could do that because I also planned in my rest. So I knew that Friday night I would go out, so I didn't need to procrastinate now and, I don't know, do something else. So Monday to Friday or whatever, I could actually go and sit and use my time when I had to do academics, and then on the weekends I could chill a bit.
Planning your rest, that's a huge one for me. You don't really think it's valuable, but the moment you plan your rest, it helps you during that time of focus to ward off distractions. It's like, no, man, don't do it because you're going to do it then. You're going to do it then.
It's something to look forward to. And it's also about how you look at it. You can change your mindset to make it something to look forward to and to work towards, rather than looking at the now and I want something to enjoy right now. Because it's just a bit of delayed satisfaction, but it is worth so much more because then you've worked for it.
And that skill of delaying gratification, it's crazy. So there was this one experiment where they had these kids, right, in a room. They put each of the kids in their own room, and they left the marshmallow on the table. And they said, don't eat this marshmallow until I come back, and you get another one. So all these kids had this marshmallow on this table, and they're looking at the marshmallow, and they're thinking, that marshmallow's looking good. And so one kid takes it, he eats it. One kid's waiting, he's looking at it, he's like, "Ah," takes it, eats it. Then there's other kids that go and they take the marshmallow and they'll hide it. Or the one child just closes their eyes and makes sure that they can't see the marshmallow. Or, they have all these strategies to be able to not see the marshmallow. I see the scheduling on the weekend, your rest time, actually scheduling your rest time as that strategy to hide the marshmallow. And it was funny, the kids that hid the marshmallow and didn't eat it and got the second one, they were more successful in life. They actually tracked the kids' lives out,
wow.
I think from like 10 years or a few years after that, and they were actually more successful. So your ability to delay gratification, your ability to
control your mind,
forego the comfort of now for the comfort of tomorrow is huge.
And for me, it was always, I had the saying where I said, I'm not saying no to them. I'm saying yes to them.
Oh.
So I'm saying no to you now. I can't go out right now because I'm saying yes to the CA qualification and to all the other doors that will be opened because of it. It's such a short-term thing, but if you make those sacrifices now, you'll just be eating fruits for the rest of your life.
I actually spoke about this with Udo yesterday. The way I said that, which is just, I love the wording. Not no to them, yes to them. It's not no, it's yes to the things that matter most. It's yes to that dream body that you can get. You're not going to eat that junk because you want that body.
Please give me some of that.
It's yes to your family. It's yes to the quality moments that will build your relationships.
It's yes to the opportunities and the fun times that lie ahead.
It's yes to the things. It's not no to them, it's yes to them. CFA, I'm curious. Firstly, was PGDAS enough to pass CFA level 1, number 1? And 2, is it worth it, or why should one do it if they're interested as a CA student?
So PGDAS in itself is not enough.
Okay.
It gives you the groundwork, but CFA goes in a lot deeper. So nothing is unfamiliar. Okay, not nothing. There's a few topics that's unfamiliar, but I've heard most of the things. It's just going deeper into the math or the stats behind everything. So no, PGDAS in itself is not, but it's a very good preparation for it, for sure. And I think what you have to remember is anyone can go write CFA. It's not like you have
even
to...
as a student, you can write CFA. Can you also just explain what CFA is for those who don't know?
Okay, so CFA stands for Chartered Financial Analyst. So it's like financial management on steroids. I always say in CA we specialize in 4 fields. Now, this is like a further specialization in financial management. And it's about investment decisions and analyzing financial statements to determine whether you want to invest in it or not. So it's also from a different perspective than a CA, where CA is probably more from the perspective of the business. You're now, as an investor or as a business that's an investment company, you're from that perspective. So, yeah, that's basically what it is. And then... what was your second question?
Then why should one wants to do it?
So I like studying. I'm over it now. But I like improving myself and learning about new things. And financial management is obviously my favorite thing in the whole world. I love the challenges that it brings and the way you can make an impact with financial management. So I feel like tax or accounting won't be as... not important, but you can't drive a business or change the course of a business through a debit or a credit. So I like the decision-making power you have from financial management. So I wanted to do something further and further myself in it. And obviously, because I'm an AT, I have a bit more time. Even though I don't think we work only 8 to 5, it is a stigma out there, but I had a bit more time and I wanted to improve myself, so I decided to do it. Now, because I passed level 1 in May, we got the results middle June or something, July? June. I had the opportunity to write the second level now in November.
Oh, wow.
But I decided against it.
Oh.
So I think a problem with us CAs is that we're also always chasing the next achievement. It's undergrad, then it's postgrad, then it's ITC, then it's articles, then it's this and this and this and it just doesn't stop. And I decided to stop a bit. And that's why I said earlier, there's so many more spheres than just an academic sphere that you need to look after. You have to look after yourself. And I'm not going to study further in the short term. Obviously next year is APC and all of those things, but you need to also take a break. And CFA for me is something that I do for myself. And if I'm going to burn myself out doing it, then I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing CFA because I enjoy it and because I like studying and I like learning new things. But once it becomes a burden, then it defeats the purpose of actually doing it.
The purpose.
So it's not a CV building exercise. It is something you do for yourself. So why CFA? I don't know. For the general CA out there, it's probably not necessary to have it. CA means so much already. It's my love of learning that made me do it.
Okay. So I guess, guys, CFA is not essential.
No.
It's not essential. But it is if you want to pursue a little bit more of the thin man route, it's an interesting path and an interesting thing to try out.
The coolest thing ever. So I enjoyed the studying so much. It was really, really interesting, and it broadened my scope of what is out there, and I loved it. But this is not a CV building exercise, and I can't stress that enough. Because
try out level 1.
No, try it. Give yourself enough time. Please don't do it in 2 months. That was really rough. It felt like I was doing PGDAS in 2 months. That was crazy. Give yourself enough time, but remember the purpose behind it. The why. It's not to become better than someone else. It's to become a better you.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. I think asking why before anything, I call it the why test. It will make you more effective, because if you ask why are we having this meeting today, and everyone's like, I don't know, then you probably just shouldn't have it. So it'll make you way more efficient. I said effective, so actually that was more efficient. In terms of effectiveness, you mentioned how when you don't know why, when you don't understand something, you're unable to carry it through life. So I think it's the same for the lessons and the things that we pursue. If we don't know why we're doing it, we're probably not going to appreciate it. Probably not going to appreciate it.
Exactly. And if you're just doing it to get something or the next thing behind your name, what's the point? Isn't life about more? I think it is. And it was a difficult thing for me to realize. I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned throughout these past years. Is I am very task driven, very, very much. So it is easy for me to start working and to study and to be disciplined in it. But I realized that life is about more. And if you don't stop and just take in what is around you, your 20s will be gone before you know it. Then what do you have to show for it? A bunch of hours studying, maybe. But what about the people around you? How did your relationships go? What impact did you make on others? That's what life is about.
Like what's the picture? What are the pictures you're painting?
Yeah, and what is your role in someone else's picture? What colors do you bring to their canvas?
Sure, that's also beautiful. What colors do you bring to others' canvases?
No, it's not only about your canvas. It's easy in brackets, but it's easy to paint your own canvas because you have so much control over it. But what if you can make an impact on someone else's? That's where the beauty lies.
That's poetic. How do you see the CA serving you in your future? Where do you see the skills and the knowledge that you've acquired sort of fitting? Because I've seen so many different paths. I've seen like people getting into infrastructure finance through being a CA, like literally building the roads, building power plants. I've seen, CAs in academia. I've seen CAs in entrepreneurship. Like, where do you see it? setting?
That's a difficult question to answer because I think it's like asking someone who studies medicine what they want to specialize in, but they have no experience yet. So for me, it's not necessarily a specific job or industry, but it is, I want to teach people. I don't think I'll be in academia. Don't get me wrong, I love this year. It's absolutely amazing. But I want to be in a place where I can present training and do public speaking and work in teams. So that's also why I like financial management. It's not only doing the debits and the credits. It's the decision making and the investigating options and those type of things is where I see myself. So it's not a specific industry. I am going to go do my articles in the banking division. And I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be really, really cool. But whether I see myself there for the rest of my life is not necessarily something that I can say yet because I don't know. But I'm very, very excited for all the options I do have.
Are you going to do another PGDAS blueprint at the end of the year? Because I think I can already tell that thing was valuable, and that is, I postulate a little bit of what you'd like to do, those types of things.
So I can't do it this year because I'm an AT. So I can't do it. Yes. So, but I think I'll do it next year. At the beginning of the year, because that's also why I was actually planning on doing it at the beginning of this year, not end of last year. But again, because of the AT thing, I couldn't do it. So yeah, I think next year in January I'll take a Saturday and then present it again.
Guys,
if
you want to set yourself up for successful PGDAS in your third year this year, who gets through, I highly recommend. I'm going to attend.
Oh, great. Yeah, you must get all your listeners there. Yeah. I'm actually thinking of doing one in January and then checking in again in June. Because in January, you have no idea what PGDAS is like yet. I can give you the best tips in the whole world. But until PGDAS hits you like a bus, you won't understand. So yeah, I think I'll do 2 next year.
Perfect. I would really enjoy them. Thalene, as a closing one, this is how we bring it all back, full circle. If you could go back to first year, second year, even high school, Thalene, what would you tell her?
Don't be so serious.
Don't be so serious.
Something I learned way later in my study career. But I wish I was a bit more go with the flow. Yeah.
Don't be too serious. And I spoke to you earlier about this. Like, you are 1 in 8 billion plus minus. You're going to die just now. Whether it's in 100 years, that's just now. The world is vast. It's huge.
Time flies.
Why are you so serious? So try take yourself less seriously. Try take your head out of accounting every now and then, because it's not everything. Live a little.
Laugh.
Yeah.
Watch a movie.
Yeah.
Drink a drink.
Yeah.
Give your mom a hug.
Yeah, man.
Do what you need to.
Go play with your dogs. Go play with Bruce and what's his name?
Bruce and Willis.
Bruce and Willis. Go play with Bruce and Willis.
Oh, they're the best things in the whole world. Paint someone else's canvas.
Paint someone else's canvas.
Yeah, make an impact.
Thalene, this was fantastic. I just loved everything about this. Guys, if you have not already, please tell us, please. No, this is not a video. I just had a video one, so I'm saying but now it's just follow because it's only audio. Follow this. Please share this with other aspiring CAs. We know that this was valuable. Come now, dude. Can you please just share it? Don't just keep it to yourself. Share it. There was this podcast that I listen to every day. It's called The Game by Alex Hormozy. He says, don't be lame, share the game. Don't be lame, share the road to CA. It doesn't rhyme, it's lame. I know, but please share this, guys. Please, please, please. I hope it does not end, but that it begins in CASA. Thank you.
Thanks to you. That was so cool. Thank you for making the time and interviewing people and making a difference. I wish you all the success and good luck. You're amazing.